آزادی بیان
言论自由
free speech.
And that then brings me to a second controversial topic, the still raging debate about the so-called Ground Zero Mosque in the city in which I live and teach, New York. What I have found so fascinating about that issue is that groups of people, pro and con, tend to take sides based not on the merit of the project itself, but rather on how offended they feel by people who hold the opposite view. So that both pro and con camps become manipulated by the culture of offense. And I believe, perhaps naively, but that's what we're here to discuss, I believe that most of us, if not all of us, are capable of better, are capable of using our freedoms in more constructive ways. For example, by asking questions out loud. And one of the questions I've asked about that particular project, the so-called Ground Zero Mosque, is, will there be segregation between women and men in the mosque at any time of the day or night? If so, then I already know that what is being practiced there is not what the imam who formerly fronted this project called the most modern, the most progressive and democratic form of Islam you can imagine. No, what is being practiced there in the case of segregation is tribal culture. And on that basis alone, meaning the merits of the project, I already know I oppose it. But that judgment comes by asking questions about it and not about people who take an opposite point of view. I want to say one final thing about questions. I realize that in all of my work, I ask questions that make both Muslims and non-Muslims quite uncomfortable. But I do this, I think, for a good reason. I have learned over the last decade and more that when people are told to shut up in order to respect diversity, their suspicions about the so-called other only rise. Where is our vaunted diversity then? And that's why I would argue the word respect needs to be carefully re-examined. These days, the phrase respect me has become a euphemism for don't challenge me. I believe that when we avoid asking each other, as you will me, I'm sure, pointed, searching, and uncomfortable questions, we, at least implicitly, wind up infantilizing one another, treating each other as children. That, to me, is not respect. That is disrespect. It's also dishonest diversity.